Hey friends, we are here working on another turntable. Today I have a PS-2700 or 2700 or 2700, whatever you want to call it. It's the PS series, and this one is one of three that I've got, and I'm in various stages of restoration of all three. I actually might end up just using one for parts because it just noticed that this cover here is pretty much, it's had better days. It's got a melt through right here, which, you know, you could just kind of Dremel that out and put a sticker over it and make it look cool with a sticker. But, you know, it's got a crack back here. So never mind. We have one parts and two that are going to get restored. I'll find another one and use the parts one many times over. All right, so this is one of my favorite Sonys. I love the way that this looks. The appearance is just, it's kind of got some retro modern, but you know, these dials here look almost like some kind of rocket ship, right? You know, you've got your throttle control over here, and you know, your ailerons over here, and your whatever. I don't know what I'm talking about. We'll just go with it, right? All right, so just going through the various functions of the player here. So we have free movement there. That's good. And it's actually raising and lowering. Beautiful. Beautiful. Very good. All right. And let's see here. Go lower. No, maybe it's not working. I don't know. We'll have to figure that out. That piece will maybe need some work, but more this dude here. This has been on all three of them that I have. This is exact. The issue is consistent. So the plates are really good on these. I don't know how much they weigh. Let me check it out here. Pound 12 ounces, so that's not too bad, right? Okay, so what I did on this one was took off the bottom, hoping to get the spindle to free up. The spindle on these is, yeah, it's seized on all three. Now I got the first one worked loose, and it really wasn't all that difficult. It just took a little bit of time and patience. And what I'm going to do is put you guys in fast forward, and you can watch me work on it. Then we'll go over what I had to do. right, it is done and playing. Doing really good, actually. Quite a fan here. So what all we had to do, it was quite extensive on this player. Most of these, like I said in the beginning, have spindles that are just absolutely stuck. You know, they've had better days, so I'm going to use my spares spindle here. You'll see here that there's a little reservoir, and underneath, and we'll lift the spare up here real quick. Hopefully don't damage it too much here, but you'll see right here there's a little screw, and then under here is just a little hole. You can squirt some like WD-40 in there, some kind of solvent, something that's going to start eating away at that dead grease, and then unscrew this here, put a little WD-40 in that hole. Again, you're using WD-40 not to lubricate it, but to actually act as a solvent. And then you can take, you'll see I use like a little grippy pad, like what actually this mat is right here, and layered it up, and then used something to grab it with, and started moving it and just moving it back and forth, and then I kind of weaseled it out. Once it's out, it's pretty easy to clean up. You want to make sure to use some rubbing alcohol, get all that old grease off of there, and the WD-40. So some other things that need done. Whoa, that's not good. I want to try and... This one is a salvage, but I just want to dream that it'll be fixed someday. Okay, let's hold it on there like that. Okay, so this mechanism down here gets stuck, and this one is stuck. Oh, there we go, we unstuck it. And it needed lubricated. And then everything else, all of these junction points where there's moving hinges and levers and all of that good stuff, we go ahead and lubricate all of that. And then there's a little hole in the top, right up here in the motor. A couple of them, you just drop a couple drops of lubricant in there. And then nothing to do really with the tone arm itself, but the tone arm lift. Now let me get one out here. Tone arm lift itself like goes, okay, so this is a tone arm lift, right? So you've got the tone arm lift here, and when you lift it up, it should let down gradually, just like that. And so this one's working, this one's fixed. But the grease that was originally in this one, so this one now has this one's, the grease that was in that one was dried out. I could not get it to work right. I put replacement grease in it, tacky grease, and it just still would not work right. And as I was playing with it, I found out like there's just, the tolerance was just too much. There wasn't enough there to actually grab onto for that grease. So bad. That thing is, I have dreams that someday I'll be able to reuse it. And let me dig it out here and actually show you the pieces. Yep, so this is the tone arm lift. It's sitting in there like so, and what happens is when you lever that, there's a lobe, and it lifts it up, and then it should gradually go down pretty slow, but you'll see this one is just there's no slowness to it. This is the reservoir plug right here. This is really easy to get to, actually, so not really super easy, but it's easier to get to than some. So you end up taking off these two pieces right here, that if you have one of these, you'll see what I'm talking about. And then you are able to unscrew the tone arm from the top. And then once you get that off, you can just easily get under there. And this one's, the lock is on, so you can't really turn it. All right, there we go. So there it is. It sits right in there. And you should be able to just use tacky grease. Some kind of tacky to put back in there, and it should work just fine. This one, of course, didn't, so problem. And that'll it sometimes it's just like that. It could have been that there was originally like a little rubber part in there, and it's gone, or what have you. I really did not investigate. Just pulled the one off of the other one that worked. Okay, so the player itself, absolutely excellent. The condition of Everything is as you would expect for something its age. This is made out of fiberboard, so you know the little seams right here, you know, they show age. Did buff the top. In the process of buffing it, I kind of got the corners of the Sony here, but you know, it'll live. It does look really good. It's very presentable. It's not perfect, but it's very presentable. Very nice vintage unit, and it plays excellent. Does return perfectly. It does do 17 on 7, 25 on 10, and 30 on 12. It does 33 and 45 speeds. Let's go ahead and kick it off. Let it start. Drops perfectly. Had to kind of dial that in because after taking all the tone arm off and everything, that all shifts, so you have to dial it back in. What we're going to do is we're going to push it to the center here, and we're going to watch it do the auto return. It does that perfectly. So it's good. It's good to go. It does have the really cool mat. I think I mentioned this earlier, the moon mat, and that's pretty rare. It's hard to find those. And the belt's new. It's ready to go. She's good and ready to go. If you buy one of these and you're not buying this one, like you're going out to eBay or you found one at a thrift store or what have you, make sure to test that spindle, because that is relatively tough to work on. If you accidentally mar the spindle when you're trying to get it loose, you know, you're gonna have to find somebody who has a new one. And I'll have one probably on eBay for sale, maybe someday. I don't know. I might just keep the spare around to see if I can get it running myself. So the base on that spare one was shot. It was completely gone, and so that's how it ended up being a spare. I really don't want it to be the spare. I was going to make a new base for it, but now it's the spare, so spare it is. All right, hope you liked it. Hope you enjoyed the show. Like and subscribe. eBay is where this one's going to be listed after I use it for a couple of weeks. And then let's see here, eBay, I think there's a couple others listed out there right now. They are quote unquote untested. You know, they tested it. It doesn't work. It's got the problem. But you get one of these, just do what I did here, and you'll have her up and running. And this is a wonderful, wonderful unit. So hope you enjoyed. Subscribe. Again, I might already haven't said that like 5 times, but thumbs up. Thanks.